What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here in the Odd Chopper channel, coming to you with a Thursday edition of MLB and NBA Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video. Goes a long way for you. That way you become a president of our great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. Yes, the NBA Finals is back. I don't officially have a play from it, but I do want to talk about what I'm seeing from the line movement because I think it's interesting. And this series, well, it's going to be either short-lived or everybody's going to be wrong about it. So I'm very interested to see what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section below what you think the series score ends up being. Do you think 4-0 OKC? Do you think Indy makes it competitive, potentially a Game 6 win there at home for them? But we'll see. There's a lot of basketball to be played. I just don't know what to make of it entirely. Let's talk about the line, though. But we got 12 MLB games here on the slate. Actually, 13 now that there is a doubleheader for St. Louis, Kansas City. I'm glad they postponed that one. I did have Jack Jams, so we'll talk about Jack Jams. It's harder to say than Jock Jams, but we'll talk about the ins and outs of that series and the doubleheader that exists. Don't have a play from it here yet. Did have a play on Jack here. Was going to go to the total basis market, but it was an absolute smash for me on Wednesday early morning. Nice to cash in over of 9.5 runs in the top of a second inning. Nice to get Wilyer Abreu over 1.5 total bases for the people in the premium Discord. Mackenzie Gore gets to 7 strikeouts, hits his prop for everybody involved. I know that was a lean. It got upgraded to a play in the premium Discord. We'll see. Got Zebby Matthews and Cal Raleigh total bases in the late night window. Homers, we're still waiting. Manny Machado, he's going to start playing baseball in 6 minutes. So I'm going to get the heck up out of here and go watch him hopefully take 1 yard for the people. Brandon Lau, mad at you. Day after. But otherwise, I can't complain. It's been a great week. Great start here to the program. So producer Jacob, without further ado, Lindy 5, if you guys want to join that Discord, let's get to the plays. And we begin our day with Arizona and Atlanta. And I will say this. I really don't look at like timing of the games as something that I'm ever going to handicap, but I was leaning towards the under of 9 already. And now this game is still going on at 9:34 here. It's halfway through. It's going to be a really late ending to this game. And it's the first in the morning, early in the morning, when you're going to be hopping out there in Atlanta, 9:15 on the West Coast. But yeah, 12:15 local. Going to be 10 a.m. the players get there to the stadium. 3 hours of, knocking it, or 2 hours of knocking it around, and then probably no BP. Could be one of those really weird spots. And, again, it's like a golfer that doesn't warm up in the morning. You never know what you're going to get on the first tee. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. But I do think with the quality of these starting pitchers, and by quality, I mean not the quality this season, Brandon Pfaadt and Grant Holmes, it's just a little too sketchy for me to put my hard-earned money on, or to have you put your hard-earned money on. I just don't trust either of them. Brandon Pfaadt, 13.6% barrel percentage, 406 xwOBA. This guy was like a main reason that they got themselves to the World Series 2 years ago. So Brandon Pfaadt also had a great year previously. I don't know what to make of it because he got the major contract. He had a 3.78 expected ERA last season with a 374 xwOBA. That's gone up over 100 points this season. It's so weird to look at. All right, we got Kansas City. We got tic-tac-toe. Boop. We got boop. Jack Jams. What are they? Well, Jack Caglianone, that is the guy that we were going to be taking a look at. He ended up DHing his first major league game. He also laced one that Victor Scott ends up stealing from him. I brought that up yesterday. But Caglianone, he's really good. And this is lefty power. And I will say this too. I generally like to short everybody's favorite AAA ball player whenever he gets called up because he's never as good as what the public thinks he's going to be. I mean, we've seen guys come to fruition immediately. But you have these other dudes that show up and it's like, oh, well, it just didn't pan out for them. I mean, everybody wanted to just beat the drum for all of the lefties coming through Seattle and Atlanta and whomever else. And now you don't even remember their names. You don't. Jack is not going to be one of those guys. Jack Jams are here to stay. He's going to be lefty power that Kansas City desperately needs in that lineup. 1.5 total bases, but just to touch on the starting pitchers that I think we get, Noah Cameron and Miles Michaelis, I do believe are going to start that first game again. And then Cole Reagans, he was already announced as somebody who was going to start on Thursday. It would be shocking not to have him start Thursday next to Mr. Liberator. So pay attention to the news. That can always change with these doubleheaders, but considering they did an early postponement, I do trust that to be the case. Left on left with Liberator, I don't know if we end up getting the full gamut for jack jams, but just pay attention to the news there. That first game specifically, plus money, we got plus 140. I mean, that's big number in a spacious ballpark for total bases for a guy who, I mean, just smacks the baseball. 80% hard hit. 4 of his 5 batted ball events in his first game were over 90 miles per hour just coming off the bat. 97.3 on average. Ridiculous stuff. Next up, we got Detroit and Chicago here. And we'll say this. We've got an interesting spot with Mize, who's been really good this season. Casey Mize, starting to be the one who was promised, the number 1 pick of the 2018 draft. I remember it well. I kind of remember it. 290 xWOBA, 223 expected batting average. Great stuff. The barrel's a little bit high, but you get to take on the White Sox. That makes everybody happy. As for Sean Burke, not so happy. 502 expected slugging, 373 xWOBA, and you got lefty power. However, you got Kerry Carpenter coming off of 3 homers. And then, I didn't bet him the day after it, but I did bet him today. He got scratched. Not going to be playing, especially now that they're up 4-0 in that first inning. Ended up like a quarter unit play. Was undefeated until that quarter unit play that I ended up throwing on Jared Schuster because I thought, hey, maybe he'll get 2 innings. He's not going to get this second inning of work as we are working through this. I doubt it. Anyway, we continue on to Butler home run. So Riley Green, lefty power on that last one. And then, boop, next slide. Boop. We got boop. Another one where you got to be looking at Butler home run, Minnesota and the Athletics. Just pay very close attention to these lineups. If you're playing on FanDuel, must repeat to you, you have to know if he's in the lineup ahead of time. And I expect teams that are 15 games back, being 515 games back, not even more than that in the division, like the A's, there's going to be trade targets. There's going to be guys that people want. Now, Brent Rooker's been locked up on one of the most team-friendly deals you could ever imagine in a million years. He's not going anywhere. But I do think that there are pieces of the A's that could definitely be casting off in Lawrence Butler. Even though it's Bailey Ober, even though it's an advantageous spot to potentially be firing him up, I'm very nervous that you get some different type of iteration of a lineup. That's why he's not going to go in the light category. As for the Mets and the Dodgers, that's up next. Mets money line. That's something to be paying close attention to because I do feel as though we're going to get a massive piss. I knew I was going to do it. Pitching mismatch. I don't know why I want to always have a pissing mismatch. I'm not going to even say that joke. We've got David Peterson. We got Landon Knack. And Landon Knack has a knack for being bad at pitching. 51% hard hit, 14.4% barrel percentage now. Amongst the pitchers that are currently up there for the Mets, David Peterson's the one that I think has been getting the luckiest to start off the season. 2.69 ERA next to a 3.88 expected ERA. A 372 xWOBAcon's all right, much improved from 2023 and right around the same as 2024. And 2024, he had great job. Again, it's the ground ball percentage. You get ground balls and you take a lot of that unpredictability out of the air, quite literally. He throws this sinker a bunch. And the Mets pitching staff has done a great job with everybody. We'll see how Griffin Canning does tonight. I don't have a lot of optimism for him, but definitely one of those things to pay attention to because I think the Mets are going to end up plus money or maybe like minus 110, minus 105 here just because of the lineups and because it's in LA. I will take the starting pitcher, the much better starting pitcher between the two. And I'm not even a David Peterson guy, but I need the line. Hold the line. Whatever. PCA, 2+ bases and stolen bases. Thank God Mackenzie Gore struck him out twice because we needed it. And then you got Dansby Swanson twice too. We were watching that one closely in the premium Discord. Hopefully you ended up on that, talk through the leans. And I thought that was going to be a very advantageous spot. And surely it was. Cubs lineup rolled out. Still no Kyle Tucker. But PCA batting third. I think you're going to get a much better situation for him here. And Mackenzie Gore left on left was a terrible spot to put Pete Crow Armstrong, even though he's been hitting lefties all right too. Had the homer against Heaney earlier this season. Shout out Matt Modi, good people. But we've got ourselves a weird one where it could be Drew Pomeranz against Cole Irvin. We've seen this Pomeranz thing just kind of, it's just meh. 422 expected slugging. He's not the guy that used to be with the San Diego Padres and get strikeouts once upon a time, although 30% K rate out of the pen so far. Pretty good. But Jake Irvin, awful against lefty. Awful against just about everybody so far this season. I think this is a much better spot to potentially look at a single game parlay of our guys at PCA. Just don't know what to make of it yet. Cleveland money line against the Yankees. Again, we're spending more time on the leans than normal. Why? Because, well, we've only got 3.5 plays basically. I have a lean like that's on the card for you as well, and a little NBA to cover. So The NBA will be quick for the most part. We're on to the baseball season, but I'm excited to watch the finals, if nothing else. Cleveland, they've got an interesting pitching mismatch. When you've got Slade Ciccone going up against Max Fried. Max Fried has been awesome this season, but is he plus 220 with Cleveland awesome? I don't know, but I really want to pull the trigger at that wide of a number. And that's a huge number. I know the Yankees are going to be public, and I know Max Fried's been incredible, but it's still wild to see plus 220 knowing how good that Cleveland bullpen can be. As to round it out, Corey Seager, friends. Corey Seager, home run and ×2. Oh, yeah. We're getting in that small ballpark in Tampa. I always got to double check the weather. Humidity confirmed a thing down there in the summer. Man, I met you in the summer. But we got Jack Leiter, who's been brutality to start off his season, and Ryan Pepiot. Ryan Pepiot has found ways to survive the last few, so congratulations for him for that. Probably going to get more difficult, but I will say 3.66 ERA, much better than you would expect for Leiter, considering all of his advanced metrics are just terrible. And Ryan Pepiot, 453 expected slugging, finding ways to kind of trim down on the power that was biting him early in the season. 8 home runs in the month of April. Oopsie, but pay attention, friends. Corey Seager, I expected to be too short of odds, and I do have a prospective 2 home run play coming up here in a second. But first, Tails jumped into the Discord. Join the movement. We're smashing right now. Lindy 5. Today was a fantastic day. Nobody could say otherwise there in the premium Discord. Hopefully we get a home run to connect. I mean, it'd be weird to have an incredible, amazing day without a home run hitting. That'd be weird. But we got Kerry Carpenter scratch. Can't do anything about that. We're going to get our money back on that at least. So that's cool. 2 other homers. Well, I guess 3 because I added Matt Modi's Ronald Acuna. Shout out my guy, also in Tails. But I'm in Tails, Lindy 5, hanging out $5 for your first week, less than $1 a day to come join in. It's not just me. It's Eitan Shander, Greg Ehrenberg, working hard for that money. Yeah, go to Geico, go to the doctor, get lipo with your money. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm just going to be betting. Lindy 5, friends, $5 for your first week. Come join now. Water's warm. Not only warm, it's like geyser hot. So it's like grandma going across the lake in that volcano movie that I can't think the name of. Dante's Peak. There it is. Found it. Lindy 5. To the plays we go. Sometimes my ad reads even shock myself. Anyway, we got Philly taking on Toronto. Not even an ad read, just Lindy 5. I want to hang out. I like sending gifts to my friends. Also telling them to get fucked from time to time. It's funny. Philly taking on Toronto. Boy, oh boy, do I like this one to begin our card. 2 of them, 2 totals that we're going to really be, well, not starting off because we got something in the middle of them. But I just don't understand this line. We're coming off of maybe the most egregious outing by any starter all season long. And Jesus Luzardo is a lot better than what we saw from him last time out. 12 earned. That's a real thing that we just saw. By far the worst outing for a starting pitcher, especially one that's got a 3.58 ERA still. I mean, he's got 12 earned runs. He hadn't given up more than 3 in a game, but he had to eat it against Milwaukee, and he ate it all right. 76 pitches, 12 earned. I'm not even mad. That's impressive. And the whole wheel of cheese. As for Chris Bassett, he's giving up lefty power. And if you give up lefty power to the Philadelphia Phillies, I'm going to have interest in trying to target runs against you. So both pitchers, they have their warts. They have their issues. 1.65 whip against lefties for Mr. Chris Bassett. I'll take an over of 7.5. Now, it's 8 at a lot of places. So do me a favor. Do your line shopping. Do your due diligence. But over 7.5, -122 at FanDuel, 8 and -110 everywhere else. I prefer the FanDuel one. And if you want to parlay it with the other total, I don't completely hate that idea on this slate and this slate alone. Oh, it's Big Cal Raleigh. Yeah, big dumper. Let's go. Well, actually, that's Rowdy Tellez. But we got Baltimore taking on Seattle, and I have bet some Rowdy Tellez, and he's made us some money this season. That 12th inning bomb that he hit in Toronto, I remember it well. It's like Easter weekend. It's with my folks, and I jumped off the couch. Actually, we went to the Tommy Bahamas Cafe in Scottsdale. It's delicious. Anyway, Cal Raleigh, this is the guy who's been making us a lot of money in the premium Discord, and hopefully he does here. That game just got underway. I'm hoping that even from the right side against Cade Povich, he can find a way to get us 2 bags. 2 bags is all I ask for. I don't even need the home run. But today, on Thursday, I'll need the damn home run. Now, who is going to be on the mound? Well, it's a righty, and that's the big deal. Zach Eflin. Zach Eflin's not some major gas can. He's been a 304 xWOBA, 234 expected batting average guy, but 12-degree launch angle, 442 expected slugging, and only a 15% K rate. If you can't strike out Kyle Raleigh, he's going to put bat on ball. He's going to make you look silly sometimes. 596 expected slugging, 24-degree average launch angle. I might be betting him for 2 home runs here. Lefty power, it's better in Seattle than righty power. Sorry, Julio. Sorry, Randy Arozarena. But Kyle Raleigh, home run. Anything better than plus 230? That's the low barrier of entry that we have for Cal Raleigh here. And 2 home runs, looking for better than 16-1 on that. Might be dabbling. This might be the first official show one. I did do one separate bet on a double home run. It did not hit, but 3 for 6 last year in that department. I'm in love with Cal Raleigh home run tomorrow. Not as much in love with this one. San Diego and San Francisco, but it is playable at this number right now. 7.5. 7.5 is a total that we've got. Now, there are 7s a lot across the industry at minus 110, but I really do want to get the hook if I can get it. And that's what I was able to get at Caesars. It's minus 125, which sounds juice heavy, but hear me out. When you're talking about range of outcomes on a total of 7, there are only a limited number of games that work out in your favor. 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, 7-0. If you have the hook on the 7.5, but 7-0 gets removed from the board. Now, think about the combinations. I'm not going to list them off for every single one, but you get to the 3-3 and you finish it out 4-3. That's a win. Get to 4-4, you're dead already. But 4-3, obviously, that's kind of there's a limited number towards that under. Having that hook to combine it and cover 6-1, 5-2, and 4-3 is so huge in baseball because 7, 9, those are your 2 most prevalent numbers that baseball games are going to land on. And we have a chart, got a whole graph. You can actually just go on Google and basically throw it together, but it's on my board every single day. I've got true odds calculators. I've got everything pulled up around me because it's really about the math, and I try to make it basic and then make a lot of fart jokes, just waka here, from time to time. I don't like to do that. I like to bet under 7.5s when it's advantageous, though, and that is what we got here with 2 pitchers that I expect to be serviceable enough here, Dylan Cease and Robbie Ray. They are very good. They're having fantastic seasons. I expect that to continue here. Give me the range of outcomes. Under 7.5 if you can get it. If you have to play the 7, it's got to be minus 110 or better. Houston and Pittsburgh, that is up next. And last of our baseball plays. So we went play. Cal Raleigh, I'm pretty positive that's going to be on the card no matter what. But this one is a lean like. And I want to just talk about the ins and outs of it because I think it's a little bit interesting. You got Mitch Keller on one side for Pittsburgh, and I do think that you have enough in the Houston Astros lineup, but he's kind of had issues with lefties, and there are no lefties to be found outside of a switch-hitting Caratini, and, they're once in a while have somebody, but no Yordan Alvarez definitely helps out a guy like Mitch Keller, who has a 1.57 whip against lefties, but a 0.93 whip against righties. So I do think Pittsburgh's a pretty live dog. I don't think I'm going to be playing it, though, because Framber frickin' Valdez is on the other side, and the Pitt team total under 3.5 is up around minus 140 everywhere. And I still think it's positive EV. I just don't see how Pittsburgh puts up runs against Mr. Framber Valdez. And it's not just that he had the one solid outing against Tampa. It's that he neutralizes lefties entirely. And that's basically the premise. Brian Reynolds, his preferred side. O'Neal Cruz, his only side lefty. And then, there's just some other slappers that, Spencer Horwitz can't even have in the lineup against Mr. Framber Valdez, who's been batting cleanup against righties routinely for Pittsburgh. Just saying, Pitt team total under 3.5. Go ahead and fire it up. But I think there's going to be a lot of props that I find to be more advantageous tomorrow. Premium Discord knows what I'm talking about. So I'm going to stay away for right now, see if it dips inside of minus 140, and then I'll probably add it to the card. But for now, just have to make it lean light because I personally haven't bet it yet. Alrighty, let's get to some NBA, shall we? But first, Portfolio EV, 2 free weeks. Lindy 1 down at the link below. You guys want to sign up? Yeah, I bet you do. Lindy 1 down at the link below gets it done for you. It's the best in market-based betting, and we'll have NBA at the top of the board for you, NHL going for you. Yeah, Stanley Cup, NBA Finals. Yes, it's only one game, one event. Go take advantage now. These are the 2 weeks you want to be betting those sports because you're not going to have them again for 4 months. That is a long time away, and obviously we'll have NFL ready to rock for Portfolio EV. We've got MLB all the live long day and a bunch of other markets that'll pop up from time to time. UFC, golf, we're going to be integrating here sooner rather than later, so be on the lookout for that. Portfolio EV, Lindy 1 down at the link below. Check it out. Alrighty, y'all. NBA Finals. Let's talk about it now. The Oklahoma City Thunder, the potential dynasty that everybody wants to enshrine, taking on the Indiana Pacers, 9.5-point favorites. Now, this is as lopsided as you will potentially see any NBA Finals matchup. And we're seeing the money line creep from plus 310 to plus 330. We're seeing the opening number 8.5 jump up to 9.5. Does this get to 10 by tip-off? I think it's kind of live too. I think it's kind of insane that this is a game one where neither team have been in the finals in eons, and we're getting a 9.5-point spread. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, was the line movement and the confidence that bettors have in this OKC team. I think it's warranted. I think OKC has a better chance of sweeping them than Indiana does winning this in 6. It just is what it is. It's the numbers, it's the math of it. And you go through the advanced and defensive ratings, you look at SGA on and off the floor. I mean, shit, they've been an 8. They'd be the second best team in the NBA behind the Boston Celtics during the regular season without SGA on the floor. That is insane to say out loud. Actually, it'd be third because Cleveland is actually number 1 I'm looking at. But that is neither here nor there. That was the regular season. Can you tell? This is the postseason, and OKC can stylistically match up against any team and play any style of ball. I mean, Isaiah Hartenstein wasn't even productive on the floor last time around. Now, this series with Miles Turner, Pascal Siakam on the interior, Obi Toppin, I think Isaiah Hartenstein just rips boards down like crazy. In fact, Greg Ehrenberg has a very fascinating play on Isaiah Hartenstein in the premium Discord. If you haven't checked it out yet, the number's only 20 cents difference from where I saw it at before from where it is now. It's a plus 480. Isaiah Hartenstein wrapped around play. If you haven't checked it out yet, check it out now, because him in the futures market, there's nobody better. But I think Indy's kind of the live dog here in this spot. It's a game one. It's going to be high tensions. Jalen Williams just got done with an evisceration of my Minnesota Timberwolves. I think he keeps it going, but you give me almost 10 points with any team, and I have to at least contemplate taking it. So I think just for game one and game one only, I'm going to entertain the spread on the Indiana Pacers. You get to double digits. If this thing gets to 10, I will probably have to play it just because of what I know about math. And I'm not even a trends guy, but you look at every NBA Finals for these newbies, these welcome to the team. Again, Oklahoma City, the Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden days, Serge Ibaka days were a long damn time ago. Long damn time. Kendrick Perkins was on a basketball floor playing, not announcing. Not that he really does a lot of announcing at the games. Just gets to hang out in his penthouse and live life. It's a good job if you can get it. Indy plus 9.5. Get to 10, then we can talk. Let's get out of here. And that does it for another edition of MLB Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Head to the comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays that exist on the board for this one. Let me know if there's any NBA plays that you do have. People have been pitching me in Discord plays from time to time that, hey, they'll make the card, even if it's very limited quantity. I mean, the Sandy Alcantara one, we can't even talk about that. That was a debacle. But it was only a quarter unit, so it's okay. But I'm still mad, but it's okay. I'm going to go. Thank you, producer Jacob. Until next time, friends, I'm Eric Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB and NBA streets on Thursday.